Police responded to reports of a bomb threat at the store in Wichita. A customer alerted employees. A man inside the bathroom said there was a bomb in the building. Police were able to locate the man responsible for those comments, and that man told police he warned other guests to leave the restroom because he was, quote, fixing to blow it up, but had no intention of causing a panic. Man also told police others in the room laughed, understanding his joke, which I'm just now getting. Home Depot says they will not be pressing charges. But I can tell you right now, you asked the producer for me to read that, didn't you? To Ethan now, please.
No.
Are we going to have to go to a commercial?
No, break? We're going to get it. We're going to get it. All right, we can do this.
It hurts to find you failed the test, knowing that you gave your best. As your friend, I'll never let you down. I know you didn't mean to leave me on my own. Tonight, I'm gonna gather my strength, gonna find the power. Then you know I'm gonna make it right on my own. Love tonight, I'll find that inner light. I can be strong alone on my own.
What's up, Queefers? Today is July 2nd, the halfway point of the year. It is hard to believe that we are halfway through 2025, and look at how far we have come. We started out this year as a custodian, and now we are out on the open road, seeking our fortunes. We had our share of trials and tribulations along the way, but we made it nonetheless. People ask me how I keep winning, and I tell them that haters are foolish to underestimate me. Don't bet against me because you'll all go broke. That's how I roll. Longtime viewers of this channel will remember scenes like this, dusting classrooms and scrubbing bathrooms. Then it was off to CDL school. Harsh winters and hard drinking, but now we have finally reached the finish line. I am a professional driver. 20 days out on the road with a trainer, and now we are getting our own truck and our own route. It's perfectly normal to have doubted that this day would ever come. I even doubted myself from time to time. But it was destiny, dawg. BDC has to rule the world. It was only supposed to be 18 days with the trainer, but my last days fell on a weekend, so they tacked on a couple extra. It's just as well. In this endeavor I have consistently overachieved, so why should this be any different? As of today, the road is my home. I am a true road dog. I am going to spend this first year learning as much as I can about the business and do my best to make my mark and my fortune. I have never felt the kind of freedom like I do out here. To be owned by the things that you own is a pretty hard thing to overcome, but I did it. Most people say they are going to change their lives, but are stuck with rent and car payments. You have to get rid of that shit and get rid of your willingness to be a part of the meaningless rat race. Sometimes you have to go out on a limb. That's where the fruit hangs. I'd much rather be out here than stuck in some office all day long. Some pimply-faced pencil-neck geek of a boss breathing down your neck about every little thing. Sitting in commuter traffic for an hour wishing that a meteor would strike and put an end to the whole mess and put you out of your misery. I'm not an idiot. I'm totally aware that I'm probably going to be working until the day I die, which means I should be doing something that's fun and exciting. My only regret is that I didn't get into this sooner. I should have done it the day I turned 21. I was sitting in this truck stop parking lot when this dude decided to park right next to me. I'm always kind of judging and critiquing when people are doing back-ends, but this dude actually kind of freaked me out. His whole truck and trailer were shaking. I'm not one of those people who will clown of drivers who are struggling to back up, because it wasn't so long ago that I was one of those nervous ones. After 20 days on the road with my trainer, I don't even really think about it anymore. I just kinda do it. But look at this dude. He was all shaky eggs and bakey right next to me. I thought he was gonna hit my shit, and I was gonna have to get out and whoop his ass. This was when I was still with my trainer, so it wasn't even my shit he would have fucked up. So after 20 days, they finally sent me to a terminal to upgrade and get sent out on my own. I had talked to my daughter earlier this week and let her give my new truck a name, and she decided on Tommy. I think that's a great name. That was the last hurdle before getting out onto my own. So now it's me and Tommy crisscrossing the country, making our own adventures and getting into trouble. It's gonna be a blast. Finally, the channel is coming together. The company put me up in a hotel, which was nice. I cranked the thermostat down to 62 and got under the covers. I ordered a pizza and watched television for the first time in 3 weeks. It was amazing. I had to catch a bus early the next morning. Lexington, Kentucky to Youngstown, Ohio would normally take 5 hours by car, but this bus trip was scheduled to take about 11 hours, with 2 layovers in Cincinnati and Cleveland. As a Steelers fan, believe me when I say that both of those towns suck. They suck big, floppy donkey dick. Despite being under those covers while I was at the hotel, I didn't sleep one bit. I made my way down to the front of the hotel to catch my Uber at midnight. And he drove me over to the Greyhound bus station here in Lexington. What a dump. There's no lobby or anything, just a boarded-up building with Greyhound signs attached to the walls, and random folk chilling outside waiting for their bus. It's also right next to a strip club called The Pony. It doesn't look like the best neighborhood. But we're out here trying to live that road life, right? Well, this is the shit that comes with it. Just suck it up and get through it, but make a plan to kill everyone you meet. Sometimes you gotta bring the heat to some of these fools trippin'. Take no prisoners. If you want to be an antisocial weirdo like me, but you're not sure you can commit to the lifestyle, I would highly recommend taking a Greyhound bus a couple 100 miles in any direction. You'll be a full-on people hater by the end of your journey. Back in my day, bus stations were just a bit smaller than some airports. What the hell happened to those days? Now they are these small little rooms with overzealous security guards, and they reek of urine. It kind of makes me sad, to be honest. After switching buses in Cincinnati, the next bus had its front few rows filled up with Amish folk. Welcome to Ohio, ha ha. It was funny though. All the males were looking very closely at the freeway construction, almost with looks of judgment or disappointment. One approached me and asked me if I would make a phone call on his behalf, because they can't use phones to secure his ride. Of course I did it. I'm an asshole, but not a fucking asshole. So let's give a shout out to Abe Miller and his band of Amish hooligans from Mansfield, Ohio. They were the personification of chill vibes on our trip through farm country. I told Abe I was from Indiana, and his eyes lit up and asked if I knew any Amish out there. I was like, nah man, I'm from the mean streets of the south side of Naptown, where no one drives a buggy and everyone uses the telephone. Seriously though, I was glad to be able to help them out and put a little change in my karma bank. I nearly got stranded in Cleveland when our everlasting dickweed-ass clown driver got us here almost 2 hours late. My connecting bus was long gone, but I was able to hook up a later bus. No worries. I couldn't even imagine spending 24 hours in this pit of despair. The Browns, the Cavaliers, the Miz. Man, this place is gross. I feel bad that my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers have to come here once a year to beat the dog shit out of the doo-doo Browns. This place is like Eastern Europe on a budget. Like if you really want to visit Budapest of Prague, but you ain't got the money. Just come to Cleveland and you'll get the same kind of vibes. At least this place has an actual building I can sit inside of, unlike Cincinnati. So I'll be happy to wait around for 3 hours rather than being stuck here all night. One more bus ride and then we're off to Youngstown, where I get to stay at a Hampton Inn and Suites and sleep in another actual bed, all free of charge to me. Despite all of these side quests, I remain positive. It's all part of the adventure. Whether I'm in a bus or a truck, this is that life on the road that I've put up on a pedestal. Here it is in all of its glory, and now with more nacho cheese flavor. So just a bit more waiting and one more bus ride. Maybe I should check out some of the Howard the Duck filming locations. Remember that dumbass movie? Yeah, a wisecracking duck. How original. George Lucas made that shit. I guess they can't all be winners. That movie has some low-key bestiality in it. Marty McFly's mom is constantly trying to get that duck to give up the D, and you can tell he's into it because his tail feathers perk up. And they marketed that shit toward kids. I mean, I know I was a child when I watched it for the first time. I was so blown away by how human the duck acted that all that carnal shit went right over my head. But even then, the movie didn't make much sense, and I didn't really understand what was going on. It turned into some weird science fiction movie when they should have just ran with the whole he's a duck who speaks English and walks upright, and just had him interacting with humans on Earth for a surefire chuckle-getter. But no, they wanted to tell a lame-ass story. I was finally able to board the bus. But these primitive knuckle-draggers nearly messed everything up again by playing their phones super loud. And the bus driver pulled over and said she wasn't going to move until everyone got quiet. I will never ride a Greyhound again. That is a promise, and you heard it here first. The people who work for that company are super rude, and it seems that way by design. Like Greyhound trains them to be that way because it was multiple people across multiple states. I got to my hotel and checked in and saw this awesome welcome message on my TV screen. I then turned down the thermostat and closed the curtains to make it like a crypt in here. Ask anyone who knows me. That's how I like my living space. So I'm gonna wrap up this week's episode and order some food. These bus rides have taken 20 years off of my life, and I need to get some sleep. Next week, you will get a full tour of the new truck. You won't want to miss that. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Whatsoever. Was I supposed to get off in Akron for get off in Akron for Columbus?
Did your ticket say Akron?
It said Akron, but it didn't say Akron to Columbus.
So when I scanned your ticket, did I say Akron?
You said Akron.
Okay, that means you were supposed to get off in Akron.